Hello again. Alright, so look at number 9 in your worksheet. I'm going to kind of show you these up here, 9, 15, 21, 24, and 31. And just kind of give you a rough idea as to how to do it. Sorry for laughing, Mr. Halls in the background. Alright, so number 9. We have 5p cubed. Again, cubed is because it's raised to the power of 3. Times negative m8p squared. And again, I said this was times because when you have two parentheses side by side, again, it's an invisible multiplication symbol in the middle. So first you want to do your exponents first. Your coefficients, I'm sorry. The number before the variable. It's an imaginary 1 here. So we have 5 and negative 1, and 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. So this 5 and this negative 1 are taken care of. Now we're going to combine our exponents that have the same basis. So we have two different p's here. So I have p, and I add their exponents, 3 and 2. And then I have an m to the 8th left over. So now I'm going to combine this part. I have negative 5p to the 5th power, m to the 8th power. And that would be your final answer since nothing else can be combined. Alright, let's look at number 15.
Burger King foot lettuce.
What? Alright, number 15. It is 10 to the 2nd power cubed. When you have a power raised to another power, instead of adding, you multiply the powers. So you have 10 squared times 10 squared times 10 squared is theoretically what you're looking at. But you can just multiply these two numbers and as a shortcut and say it's 10 to the 6th power. Or you can do it this way and say this, you keep the base, add the exponent, so 2 plus 2 is 4. Then you drop this one down, add the exponents, 4 plus 2 is 6. So my recommendation is just to look at the exponent, so that the square is being raised, is being cubed, so 2 times 3 is 6. So it's a little bit more of a shortcut. 21, 24, 31. Alrighty, so let's look at number 21. Number 21, it is 8x squared over 2x squared, and all of that is squared. My first suggestion is to simplify what you have inside the parentheses. So everything in here you want to simplify first. Think of it kind of like PEMDAS, parentheses comes first. So you can cancel 8 divided by 4 is 8 divided by 2 is 4, and then these x squares here will cancel. So what's left inside is a 4, and that's being squared, and 4 squared is 16. Alrighty, number 24. We have a to the 8th divided by a to the 3rd power. So when you divide two things with the same base, you keep your base, and then you subtract top minus bottom. So it becomes 8 minus 3, and 8 minus 3 is 5. So when you find the quotients, you subtract the exponents top minus bottom. You do not do bigger minus smaller, you do top minus bottom. So for example, let's look at, I don't see one on, you might not have to worry about that actually, give me 1 second. Okay, let's look at 28. So for 28, we have 12 times g to the 8th power times h to the 4th power, and all of that is being divided by g cubed times h to the 5th. So here your 12, you don't have any numbers to divide by, so you keep your 12. Then you have 8 minus 3, which is 5. So it's going to be g to the 5th. But here you have 4 minus 5, and 4 minus 5 is negative 1. Since it's negative, it's going to stay on the bottom, and it's going to be h to the 1st power. It's going to be positive. It's basically saying here on this part, I'm going to bring it over here. It's like saying we have 4 h's on top, 5 h's on the bottom, and those cancel, 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 but there's one left over on the bottom, so it stays on the bottom. Okay, so this will be your final answer for 28. And the last one, 31. This should help give examples as to how to do all of the problems on the worksheet. For 31, we have 2x cubed y to the 8th power divided by 4y squared. Alright, so we're going to simplify this as a fraction, so it's like 2/4. It's going to become 1/2. I'm going to put the 2 on the bottom. When I put a 1 up top, it's going to be like that invisible coefficient that you don't necessarily need to have. So I'm going to get rid of that 1. Now I have x cubed. There's no other x's to simplify, so I keep my x cubed up top. And I have y to the 8th power divided by y squared. So 8 minus 2 is 6. This is the bigger number, so it's going to stay on this side. So it's going to stay on top. So y to the 6th. So this would be your final answer. I hope this helps a little bit more. So don't forget that when you, let's go up top really quick. Alright, so when you multiply with the same bases, you add the exponents. Again, same bases, we added the exponents. Here, you're able to keep this one because we didn't have any other similar bases, and we combined these two, s to x, and we added the exponents. Here we multiply the numbers, or simplify the numbers first. So we got 4 and 9. We multiplied those to get 36, and then we did the bases where we added the exponents, the other bases where we added their exponents. Okay? And then again here, same concept, we multiplied the 5 and the 1, the negative 1, I'm sorry. Same bases were combined, the m just came down. When you have a power raised to another power, we multiply them. We multiplied 3 times 2 and got 6. Here we simplified what was inside first and got 4. Then we brought that square down, and 4 squared is 16. When we divide with the same base, we subtract the exponents, so it gave us 5. Here we kept our 12, there was nothing on the bottom to simplify. So then we subtracted the 8 and the 3 and got 5 left over. And then 4 minus 5, we had 1 left, but it stayed on the bottom because the 5 was the greater side, so the extra will stay on the bottom. And then here we simplified 2/4 as 1/2. There's an invisible 1 there, but we don't need it for variables. So we kept our x cubed because there's no other x's, and we simplified the y's by subtracting 8 minus 2 is 6. Alright, I hope that helps. Let me know if there's anything else that I can do.